All right, guys, just got my smoke film to put over the taillights of the 2025 4Runner. This is a STICKERFAB product that they advertised here on the forum. So putting on the first one, I learned a couple lessons. Their installation video is pretty good, pretty well done. The guy was doing it in super windy conditions, and I'm kind of doing it in calmer conditions. And so I tried the install a couple different ways, and found some. If you're not in the windy conditions, found some ways that it might go on a little bit easier. I got the film, and then I got their installation kit. So that just comes with like a microfiber cloth and a plastic squeegee and some installation film. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the driver side, give you guys another perspective of how to install these things. They're fairly simple. So anyway, here we go. All right, so first thing, we got to just clean the lens here. I just used some rubbing alcohol. They said anything without wax in it should be fine. I don't know. I just like the alcohol because it's easy, it evaporates quick, and does a fairly good job of cleaning it. So easy enough. Just give it just a quick wipe down, get all the dust and dirt off it. Other than that, doesn't have to be anything too crazy. The adhesive seems to stick fairly well. So there we go. Easy enough. Boom. Make sure there's no lint or anything that's going to stick underneath the film. So that looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm probably getting right in the way of the camera, but doing my best to stay out of the way here. Okay, so next, this is the application fluid. I'm just going to give this a little spray down right here. The actual lens, spray it down, and then I try to spray the film off as I'm peeling it off of the paper so that the adhesive doesn't stick to itself. That was part of the install video that STICKERFAB did. It's good advice, I think, because the more application fluid you have on there, the easier it is to manipulate the film. And they give you quite a bit, so it's not really a big deal about using too much. Give it another good spray down. So again, the skinny side of the film, probably kind of hard to see, but the skinny side is the top. So the difference in the way I installed this and what they said on their video is the guy from STICKERFAB kind of stuck this on all at the same time. He did an initial placement, which I like to actually stick it on as I go. I found it gets less bubbles, less like weird curvature to the film, and makes it a little bit easier to install. And again, that might have just been because he was installing it in super windy conditions, but this seems to go a little bit easier, and it gets less like kinks and bends in the film. So I'm just kind of following it as I go down with my finger, trying to match the edges of the film to the edges of the lens and kind of working the film on to get the bubbles off or out at the same time. And then just kind of directing the film in the shape of the tail light as I go. Here we go. It's looking pretty good so far. All right. And again, this is the, I think they call it the LX film, so it's a little bit easier to install. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Let's see. I kind of got a little bit of a crease on the edge, so peeled that up and just re-sticking it so I don't have to try to get that out later. That's pretty good. Yeah. So, okay. So in the back, I don't know. Probably kind of hard to see this, but let's see if I can get a close up of this. So if you get this kind of stuff in the back, just peel it off and put that right back on there, because that's going to be a pain in the butt to try to get that off later. Let me get this back in place here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do exactly that. This stuff hasn't dried yet. It's getting kind of dry. I can feel it getting tough to peel. And then since I'm peeling this off, I'm just going to give it another little spritz of the application fluid, make it easier to work with. All right. So I'm going to basically use my thumb to just get the bubbles out as I work my way up to the corner. I think the corner will be the easiest part. And this stuff does stretch really good if you apply some heat to it. So these edges, it's a lot easier to get the like weird creases and stuff out as opposed to the middle or the inside up here. So that's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna start working it with the squeegee, try to get some of these air bubbles out. Yeah. And when you're doing the air bubbles, you want to be really apply pretty light pressure because this film is a little bit I don't know what the right word is. It's just delicate. So I mean, if you push too hard in the film, the air doesn't start moving and it almost folds over itself. It seems like it can kind of tear the film a little bit. I don't know, but anyway, just work it gently. Start getting those bubbles and creases out. The larger creases on the edges, pretty easy to stretch the fabric with some heat, or the film with some heat. So I wouldn't worry about those too much in the beginning. Just go ahead and start getting the bubbles out, the fluid out. You'll see that stuff pretty easily. Go from different angles. You can see the different bubbles and everything. Almost got that. Let's see. There we go. And you can see the fluid coming out. So it's good. Getting this thing nice and smooth. Now it will look like it's actually part of the lens. All right, I think most of the bubbles are out. So now it's just going to be a matter of hitting it with the heat gun, trying to get these edges flattened out. Boom. All right. So I'm just using a hair dryer, my wife's hair dryer. It gets pretty warm, but honestly, it doesn't take much heat. It just need to blast a little bit. Just use your thumb. Once it heats up, I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean, that's it right there. So I'm going to maybe hit this little edge just to stretch the film a little bit, get it to stick really good. But that's it. I mean, super simple. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Yeah, so that last little bit there, I just kind of blasted the entire edge with some heat and stretched it with my thumb kind of around the lip just to make sure it's nice and sealed on there. Probably going to do that on the bottom here too. That's pretty much it. Let me get a little close up. You guys can maybe see a little bit better here. So as you can see, there's like a little bubble right there. I can work that out. A little bubble there. They do say that those will kind of work themselves out with the heat. So the camera actually shows the bubbles a lot better. It's kind of a nice tool to use. Maybe run over your film after you do it and just look and see where there's any bubbles and just take the squeegee and work those out. But other than that, it's pretty simple. You can see what it looks like afterwards. I think it looks pretty sharp. All right, guys, hopefully you found this video useful. Just to recap on some of the lessons learned. One, I wouldn't do an initial placement of the entire film on the light. I would start from the top and kind of work your way around as you're using your thumbs and your fingers to trace around the edge of the light. That just seemed to work a little bit better for me. It avoided a lot of the slack in the film and made the final stages of the install a little bit easier, I think. Using your camera to go around, look for bubbles, that really worked well as once you think everything is done, go around with a heat gun and just heat it up just a little bit, doesn't take a lot. Stretch the edge of that film, make sure it's adhering to the lens really well. That'll avoid you getting any water or dust in there in the future. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how it goes. Post some pictures if you install your own, and tell me what you think. Thanks, guys.